Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk. Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning, welcome to the morning coffee show. Let's talk from in the shell and share good vibes and good times. Good friends and trends that bend the senses. Let's get a bit senseless. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we bring good vibes and good times. Welcome to the morning coffee show with Super Fast Tortoise. Welcome to the morning coffee show, where we have the flow. Good vibes from head to toe. Let the happiness take you in.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Someone's got the Necromonicon or something.
Just doing a little light reading of this cookbook that I just got. We'll see what I can brew up in the lab later on.
Deck full of cast spells, board wipes, and removal.
That's right. All the best things in life.
Yes. We got a full house today. We got myself. We got the tibalts, apprentice, HILLBILLY, lone wolf, and TCG dude.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning. TCG dude's on full dad mode today, so it's going to be fun and awesome. It's going to be awesome because we love family.
Yeah.
But anyways,
That's right.
Quick announcement that we're not going to divulge on, but from now on, KJ Cowboy Dan will no longer be part of the show for reasons I don't want to get into. I'm sorry to say that, but we're going to continue on the show as we can, and we're going to have a good time. Today's we're going to treat like a chat and chill day. You can always hit me up in Discord if you have questions.
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyways, how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing pretty. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was just going to say doing good. I wanted to jump into that topic that you were talking about them selling off the Warren stuff. What's up with that? If it's a chat and chill day,
Right?
does that seem like a bad idea to anybody else? I'm all
Right.
for creating chaos, but I'm not sure the Annabelle doll should be out in the world.
All right. Well, so apparently some guy had the Annabelle doll on tour, and it made the news that he suddenly passed away. And then they'd have no reason the Annabelle doll was nowhere to be found, apparently.
Oh, whoa. I didn't know about the doll being missing, but I did catch wind of the fella passing away, which was super creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what happened with that. Then about a week and a half later, they like a couple days ago, they just announced that there's some kid who's younger than us. Well, I don't know about TC dude, he's a youngin. But some kid younger than us just bought out the entire Warren House collection, which must have been great.
Wow.
I think he's about my age, and his name's Matt Rife. He's actually a comedian.
Yeah, Matt Rife. Yeah, that's crazy.
What could possibly go wrong with that?
Right. I just don't know why. I just don't know why. But yeah. So because I believe the Warrens passed away, and that's why they get rid of their stuff. They want to keep everything locked and sealed in the house, the owners of the establishment. So I have no clue. I wish I knew more about that because, if you ask me, letting all those things out, it seems like a bad idea.
Yep. Keep your oars locked.
Anybody else ever watch Friday the 13th, the TV series?
No.
Oh, good stuff, but a similar idea where they had a vault full of cursed items and stuff that were made their way out into the world. Stuff. Kind of cool show from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that would be a cool show. There's a lot of cool shows back in the 90s. I was not able to watch because I was too young.
I watched them and it's pretty good shows. I mean, it's interesting.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
it was funny because I was able to watch the Crypt Keeper show. You know, the live action show, and the doll would pop up at the end and go, yeah.
Well, it was kind of like that.
Just to backpedal slightly, yeah, Matt Rife bought that up, huh? Interesting. You know, I like his comedy. You know, he's a younger fella, and some folks that love him or hate him. You know, his style may not be for everyone, but
Right.
I definitely enjoyed his specials. He seems to connect with the crowd a bit, and doing crowd work is a unique style of stand-up comedy. You know, takes a certain gusto.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I wonder what, no pun intended, what possessed him to want this doll and take it with him.
Oh my goodness, take those jokes elsewhere.
You know,
Wow.
that was crazy. It was crazy. You know, thinking of horror themes, you know, one show I missed from back in the day, and you can probably watch it on a streaming service, was The Outer Limits.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. My favorite episode, I don't know why it was my favorite. It was one where this guy had alien ants that built up structures and everything.
So you're talking about the new one they did in the 90s or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was a really good fun run. That they tied everything in that first season together by the end of it.
Right.
Yeah, good stuff.
That is one show I just could not get into.
That's right. Because, you know, there was also the other show, The Twilight Zone. You know, they had shows for everybody. But you remember, this was in a day and age where people would watch the TV at home, and everybody else would watch the TV because we didn't have access to the internet and YouTube and stuff like we do now.
Right.
You know, so a whole different topic later because my brain just went to a different topic and I don't want to. We all shared that experience together, and so when you went to work, went to school, whatever, you could talk to your friends about it. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
So
the new Twilight Zone was one that actually got me into Stephen King. I saw one of the episodes that was called, I think it was called Grandma.
yeah,
And I was so excited to get to school to talk to somebody about it that at the age of 16 or so, it was an episode that just creeped me out. Just whatever. It was whatever, struck a nerve with me. But I'm talking to a friend and he's like, you know, that comes from a Stephen King story, right? Had no idea, barely knew who Stephen King was. And since then, I've had a lifelong love of the majority of his work. So definitely cool.
nice.
Heck yeah.
The only book I've really read of Stephen King was Misery.
That's a good one to read then.
It was a lot better
hell of
than
a movie.
Yeah.
a lot better than the movie though. Like
So yeah, no, I can kind of relate what you're talking about with the, I guess, how water cooler talk was a thing, right? And now because people aren't able to watch the same stuff, or a different way of saying it is, entertainment is very segmented.
oh yeah.
You know, just like radio stations, you know, and so people are watching Netflix, people are watching YouTube, and it's not always the same show, and it's hard to get on the same page with folks, or even just to expect them to have watched it, right? Because we're paying so much for these services that you got to get your use out of it. It's like, okay, I'm paying, you know, almost $30 a month for YouTube. Like, I better be watching some of those Commander shows or the new Tolarian video when it comes out. I feel like I'm not getting my money's worth if I don't.
Right. Yeah, you know what I remember from back in the day is swinging on swing sets. And thinking of swinging, Spider-Man's coming to Magic very soon.
Some places
It is.
Yeah.
In some places, well said.
Yeah.
Right. Magic the Gathering is going to have in a month from the release date of Edge of Eternities. We're going to have Spider-Man coming in at the end of September, which I'm excited for. But Arena is not going to have Spider-Man. Spider-Man. They're gonna have a Spider-Man set, but it's not gonna be Spider-Man. It's gonna be whatever in-universe thing it is.
I have issues with this.
Yeah.
My issue is, before Age of Eternities even took a breath, they started spoiling the Spider-Man cards.
Mm-hmm.
But that's fine. Yeah, that's not my issue though. My issue is, why are we not getting spoilers for digital cards? Yeah, you may say that Arena, MTGO is getting these digital cards. All you're showing us is the paper cards. Not everybody plays paper. And if they need to give us some insight on the digital cards as well as the paper cards.
I don't know. That's a good issue to have. Like that's a valid complaint. Like, we're getting all these Spider-Man cool cards being spoiled to us, but they're not spoiling us with the non UB set.
So I have a quick question. So the spider, is the arena stuff going to be reskins of the cards, or are they going to be functionally unique?
They're
Or,
going to be,
or is that the problem that we don't know?
Well, going to be. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They're gonna be reskins. It's gonna be the exact same set, different names, different names of the cards, different pictures, same creature types, same abilities.
Okay.
So you're gonna have these spider things that are gonna be weird and magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but really quick, before we get too far away, I want to hit this
Card of the day.
Card of the day, which is not Spider-Man related. But I was looking at this card on Mythic Spoiler today, and I'm like, you know what? This card's going to be a Commander All-Star, and I think some people might use it in Standard. It's very steep. But
it's a little expensive, but I can see it being played with creatures that have a lot of ETB triggers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like a lot of ETB triggers if you have them. This is definitely going to be like a win card. You're not going to play this till you know you have a win in Standard. And in Commander, you're just going to blow up your board with big creatures.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, that definitely is going in my Worth the Raid Mother deck.
Right?
Yeah, if I can duplicate that spell for just tapping a couple of creatures. Oh my god. That's
so
a
for
finisher.
So for a red and 2X, it's a sorcery. You create X tokens that are copies of target artifact or creature you control. Those tokens gain haste until in a turn, sacrificing the main X instead.
I just wish you didn't have to sacrifice.
Well, this card's pretty powerful indeed. If you didn't sacrifice them, you just lock down the game pretty much, especially in some of the decks that run in like not Bant, like Grixis, Jund, Teamer. This card's gonna explode somewhere.
True.
Rakdos, and you put a blood artist in there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
This card reminds me of Doppelgang.
It's kind of like Doppelgang, but mono red.
I mean,
Doppelgang, it costs more and you don't sacrifice them within a turn.
I mean, some people, some people has compared this to Double Gang. They actually call it the mono red Double Gang. Although it is different because you have to sacrifice.
Nicola Robertson 03. What's up? Turtles versus crabs. Turtles.
Hello.
Lulu. Hello, Lulu. Whoa. All right. So, anyways, I think it's a fun card, and it was an honor as a mentionable card for card of the day. Mm-hmm. And with that, we're going to go to the picture of the day, which is on theme to our topic.
They say that the coffee can save us.
You caught the reference. That when I wrote the thing, that's the song that came in my head from the original Spider-Man soundtrack.
Nice.
Oh,
You know, like I just got lucky with a good Spider-Man picture with the right amount of fingers and stuff on
Yep.
the AI generation. But yeah, coffee can be your personal hero in the morning. You're like the villainous sleepy tiredness is attacking you. Drink some coffee and hope it fights back.
I don't even want to get up out of bed unless I got a cup of coffee right there to get me up out of the bed, because smelling that fresh brewed coffee.
Right?
You just gotta get up and get that cup of coffee.
Got to get up and get that coffee. That's right. Like today in the morning, I hate it on days. I wake up before the alarm clock. I'm like, I just want to sleep, and my body's like, nope, we're getting ready for the day. And I'm like, you son of a gun.
Yep.
But yeah, then Spider-Man was the thought today because I played some Miles Morales yesterday. I had a blast. Can't wait to play some more Miles Morales in the near future on Mondays.
Yep.
Yeah, with that, we're going to go back here with us. Woo woo.
Yay! So yeah, we were talking about Spider-Man and Arena. Did you want to play that clip that I sent you? So maybe it could be a good talking point.
Yeah, as long as I don't get copyrighted.
No, you shouldn't. This is transformative. You know what I'm saying? If for whatever reason you happen to get flagged, I will never suggest playing a clip ever again.
I thought you were going to reimburse them for lost revenue.
Yeah, exactly.
$1 million.
So yeah, I was popping open the old YouTubes this morning, and my algorithm fed me this from ye old Brian Kibler. If you don't know him, he's a professional Magic player, and he also streams Hearthstone content, which is very similar to Magic, but it's a Blizzard-made game, not a Wizards-made game.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can hear it.
I do think that obviously, Magic has all of its own challenges, in particular with like the upcoming issues with
Wait, really quick, can you hear that?
Yep.
Okay.
the lack of a digital version of the Spider-Man release. It's going to be a really weird time in Magic Arena. Not really sure how that happened. It's probably one of the worst product decisions that Magic has made in its modern history, but we'll see how that goes. I know that I'm happy that I'm not playing in the Pro Tour, in which, the Spider-Man set will be used as the draft format, and my only ability to practice it being online and having to learn a completely separate card than the ones that I'll be playing with at the Pro Tour. Glad I'm not doing that. I do think that obviously, Magic has.
All right.
And it leaked. No, but yeah, seriously though, he makes a really good point, man. As a professional player, if you're gonna practice and get ready for an event, the cards that you play with at the event and the ones that you practice with could be different, and that's problematic.
Oh yeah, true. Especially if you don't know, if you're not familiar. Well, especially if you get familiar with Doc Anderson, who's not a Spider-Man villain, but you get used to the picture, the new artwork and stuff, and when you go Pro Tour, you see Doc Ock, and you don't put it together right away. That's the same card you've been playing with.
Exactly.
But there's a cheater's manual. So for $9.99, Tibalts Apprentice is going to create a manual of the cards that's referencing each card. That's it. Right, so you'll have a picture of Doc Ock and Doc Anderson next to each other. So when you're at the Pro Tour, you can be looking at the list and learn what cards are what.
That's actually a great idea. I should do a cheat sheet. This has all a visual cheat sheet that you can flip through. That's one of the things I used to love was the visual encyclopedias that they would do of the cards. These days you couldn't do it because of all the sets that come out and stuff. But
you're talking about
visual clues are awesome.
You're talking about Fat Pack times. One that we're called
way
Fat
back
Pack.
Before Fat Packs even. I'm talking about 4th edition and stuff. I think it was current then when I bought it because I'm old. Was like 4th edition or 5th edition was when they came out with that encyclopedia. It might have been a little bit later than that, but yeah.
Right, I know you're talking about like Scryfall magazine.
Well, even before that, they actually did a compendium of. It's on the shelf around here somewhere.
You're
They
looking
actually
back
did
at a folder.
thing that you could encyclopedia that you could get that it was visual and had each card in it, as well as references. It was important because when I sold Mirage cards, somebody accused me of giving them proxies, and I had to point out in the encyclopedia where it says this run had specific ink problems and therefore looked denser than other cards and stuff.
All right,
So,
yeah, that
cool
makes sense.
Of course, that was before the internet. I can just look it up on the internet now, so maybe you don't need that.
Well, before $9.99, Tibalts Apprentice will send you a magazine.
Yeah.
My other issue with the Spider-Man is if you can't provide the digital, don't announce it until you can provide the digital.
Ooh, that's a bold statement there.
Oh yeah.
But like they announced that they can't do the digital.
Right.
Right. So they announced what they're going to do because they did.
Yeah.
Right. Like, because they want you to experience the cards, but they can't have you contractually experience the cards of Spider-Man.
Right.
You know,
I understand. I mean, I understand why they did that. Right. But you got people wanting to play with the Spider-Man cards on Arena, on MTGO, and they cannot. So if they cannot play with actual Spider-Man cards in digital form,
right,
then don't do it at all until you get the permission to make the digital cards.
Well, here is the backlash to what you just said. They even said other future Marvel sets will not be allowed on Arena.
True.
Right? So not only Spider-Man is not coming to Arena, like as Spider-Man, future Marvel sets will follow suit and be non-Spider-Man cards or non-Marvel cards on Arena. They already announced that. And in an article they wrote, or an article that was made and created, it's all because Marvel and WotC, or probably Marvel and WotC or Marvel and Disney, could not come up with an agreement on a payment for it, which I don't understand how that works. I'm not the master of this stuff. Like I don't have a master's degree in mathematics and
business contracts and stuff. No, I feel you. It could also be the Marvel Snap situation.
Right. It could be the Marvel Snap situation.
That's what I was going to ask. I'm wondering if the issue was because, to me, it seems like it would be harder to come up with a figure for the paper and the actual physical things that exist as opposed to the digital. But I do think TCG Dude brings up a good point where maybe there are a certain amount of fear of overlap or competition with the Marvel Snap game. So that's interesting.
That is interesting. But also, we are getting another type of crossover with Hasbro. So Marvel's in it. I mean, WotC's in it. They're doing Spider-Man Magic cards. Well, Hasbro is making $40 Legend figures for Marvel, which in the pack you'll get a specialized version of a card in the set.
That's interesting.
I find it exciting, especially for the toy collectors.
Oh yeah.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of happy collectors in the Spider-Man space and a lot of unhappy collectors in the Magic space about that.
Right. and it's funny because I can see people going in and scrummaging up all these action figures just for the cards, because apparently, from what I understand, the action figures that they're making are just basically repaints of action figures they already did, so the cards will be the unique thing. So if you never got to pick up the original action figure, here's a repainted version with a pretty cool Magic card, which I think those will probably ring for a decent price, possibly because our art on them is unique.
Yep.
Yeah.
Makes you want to go out and just buy one of each toy.
That's what they're hoping.
I think there's 4 of them. I don't know exactly the numbers yet, but yeah. I mean, the anti-venom figure looks pretty cool. I like the card. I don't know where I'd play it because it's 5 pips white. Holy cow. But yeah, but in the spring of things, Arena is just not getting Spider-Man, which sucks for those people who like to play Arena all the time, who want to play Spider-Man. Because I want to play Spider-Man, but I want to play Spider-Man in paper myself. But that's because I like Spider-Man. I want to be able to build the commander deck for Spider-Man. Well, yeah, and I'll possibly get a slow collection of the Infinity Stones. Woo woo. But who knows? But
I want to do both.
I got a question.
what's up?
So if they can't bring, and I don't know, it's just the way that I'm thinking, I guess. If they can't bring Spider-Man to digital, why are they even going to bring anything over to digital, really? I mean, I know they're trying to keep, and I don't know if it makes any sense, but they're trying to keep all the sets, have a set for digital, a set for paper. But if they're not going to be able to bring, the same thing over due to the contract stuff, why bring it to Arena anyways?
All right, so quick answer from Tortoise is there's a lot of pro players who use Arena to play test decks and ideas. And he said Spider-Man's going to be a Pro Tour draft or Pro Tour format. So they're bringing it so people can play test for the Pro Tour, even though the cards won't be named the same.
I do think that they should go out of their way then to maybe that's what. Well, my initial thought is, like you said earlier, I think there needs to be a visual, highly visual way, medium of seeing what the cards are and what their counterpart is in Arena, so that you can, like I say, get those visual cues if that's what you're going by.
Right.
Reading the card explains the card, but who reads the card?
you know. Well, here's a thought. Hello, mugenfool.
Hey, mugenfool.
But here's a thought. How about using proxies in Arena?
Indeed.
Wow.
right. Where proxies are okay to play with in real life, why not bring proxies to Arena? It's not a real card, but we'll let you use it.
I guess to answer the question, Lone Wolf, it's probably to not exclude digital only players, right? Because there are folks out there that literally do not buy paper Magic at all, but they still engage with Magic the Gathering via Arena, and not having some sort of Spider-Man cards in there would exclude them from access to the set, period. That's my assumption.
But in response to that, if that was the case, Arena has alchemy, and that's just including paper people.
Right.
So
that's because it's designed to evolve at a whim, and you can't do that on paper.
Right. It's true because alchemy works with things that you can't really do in real life. Paper Magic, like perpetually doing something or have something last long equal to cards in your hands that your opponents can't
or
see.
Conjuring the Power 9.
Conjuring the Power 9.
And that's why I think with stuff like the Spider-Man set, if they can't make it for Arena, I think people on Arena should be able to be understandable, because people on paper form probably have the same feeling towards alchemy players on Arena.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
That might be a thing, but I'd be willing to bet that's a very small crowd, bro.
Right. Yeah, because there's a lot of people.
It's a small crowd, but I think there's nothing we can do about it, because I and several people in different groups that I follow and stuff are not happy about it, but there's also nothing we can do. So many of the decisions and stuff, we just have to grin and bear it. But yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than, I've got a good solid deck that I could build in paper, and then watching somebody else whip out, or like you said, conjure the Power 9 suddenly. And it's like,
right.
Or the stacks of cards that are 250 cards deep or more on Arena. And it's like, you simply couldn't play that in real life, obviously, because you couldn't shuffle it with your hands. But
right.
So it's best to, and it's hard, but it's best to think of it as a different a different animal. It's a different thing. You're playing, and this is going to be bad, but I'm going to say you're not playing real Magic. People would argue that, but that's the general consensus. But it's a different game, and you've chosen to play it, so stop complaining and get good, right?
Exactly.
Get good.
From my experience on playing the arena and playing Commander, I mean, you have two different kind of formats. One standard, one is Commander, but playing again, I mean, seeing how the cards algorithm works, arena is a total different beast than Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, well, yeah. You know, in paper, the shuffle's only broken if the player's broken.
Right.
I will give alchemy. So I'm of all the things in Magic that I don't like, alchemy is probably up there with one of the top things, just because I think it dilutes the player pool a bit. However, it is there as a brewer's paradise.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The person that really wants to experiment, that really wants to push their deck to the edge of eternities. Oh,
The edge of eternities. I'll explain to you later, Game Bob. We covered it in the beginning of the show.
Gaming Bob.
Yep. But yeah, Game Bob. Hello. So Spider-Man, like as I'm excited for. I am worried about the price of the set spiking up because they're already selling collector's boxes for $700 on Amazon.
Wow.
dang. Oh no, we got a hot take in chat from Bob here. He says, Arena is toxic, which I can't agree with. He says, shut it down. Oh, no. Bro, I'm actually on the opposite side of that. I've been hankering for their console client, right? We got a PS5 in the house, you know. We would love to play with other folks and get on the headset and, you know, talk that trash, right, with your best friend on PSN and play Magic. That'd be great. Yep. But they just haven't gotten there yet, which is crazy because if y'all don't know, there was games for Magic digitally that predated Arena on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Right.
Yeah, I remember playing the game where you were the little creature that ran around and you collected the mana and you casted spells against your opponents.
Oh yeah, that was Magic Battlegrounds, and that was original Xbox and PC, which is honestly a very unique take on a Magic game. And I totally added Carmen Clamperens on Twitter in a thread saying that they should totally discuss revisiting that franchise or maybe redeveloping it in some way. But seriously though, they have the capabilities, guys. They have the capabilities. They just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, we have the capabilities. Yeah, Arena would probably be fun on console, but I don't know how the configuration with controllers would be on it. Like I play Arena on my phone solely nowadays. When I do play Arena, tap and go seems the way to go with that. But oh my lord, the file for the game is so huge.
Yeah,
it's almost 10 gigs now or something like that.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny. It's good that you bring that up because apparently, rumor has it that the tablet and mobile version of Arena is kind of what's holding it back from progressing forward. Similar, yeah. Well, and that's, understandable because Wizards wants accessibility to Magic. And if they have a digital client, they want to have that net cast as wide as possible on all devices. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, have a cast out on all the devices possible. I'd try it on a PS4 if they brought it in, but I don't know. I don't know what they do.
No, seriously though, I think that technology is, upgrading fast enough to where they can kind of just be like, all right, guys, if you don't have X model of phone from 2020, you just need to get with the program.
Yeah, it took me 3 phones to get to, not 3 phones like right in a row, but 3 phones over phone usages to get a phone that actually played Arena. How many times I got a phone, it's like, this app does not work with your phone.
Right.
Oh, like, son of a gun. And I finally
So
got
yeah, oh yeah, I remember. It slipped in my mind, but it came back. Sorry, but I gotta say this because it's a valid comparison. Final Fantasy 11.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if y'all played it, but it debuted on PC and PS2 in the early 2000s, right? And it was, the PS2 version was live until about 2015, 2016. And, well, basically the developer said that they couldn't make much more progress in development for the game or change anything drastically because the PS2 was still active, right? And that would have gated those players, those dedicated players that put years and time and money into the game, out of it. So it's a similar problem with mobile and Arena.
Well, it's kind of like, if you ask me, that's kind of the problems with games today. When they come out the game, they can just keep updating. I mean, some games it works well with for those people who love Minecraft, where they keep updating the game to be a different experience with different things added to it. But like when you buy a game, they keep adding stuff to it and changes the layout of the game, or it changes the feel of the game. It's just like not as good anymore. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I think the corporations want to move from disc to digital, because digital is more manipulative when it comes to being able to fix bugs, add fixes, change things, remove things, add things, and stuff like that. Where on a disc. Like on a disc drive, no matter what you do, you put in the game, it's going to be the original copy itself, even though they can give you DLCs and stuff to add to it on your console.
Right.
And I think that's probably part of the reason why Spider-Man can't come to Arena, is because they can't add the cards through the contracts, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Everybody towards the stump. Like, what denomination is fair? Like, is someone asking too much? Is someone asking too little? I have no clue.
Well, I think TCG dude said it when he said that it might compete with Snap too. The fact that they don't want another mobile, well, not a mobile game. Not that Arena is mobile, but it's available on mobile.
Yep.
They don't maybe want to siphon off from their own properties.
Right.
Well, I want to agree but disagree with that, because Marvel Snap is a totally different game than Magic. That's why I want to disagree with that. But I also agree with what you're saying too.
Well, don't worry. When Disney buys out Hasbro, they will be able to do it.
Exactly. Once they absorb everything, it'll be one corp. Like living in Max Headroom here.
Max Headroom. Yep, up, Max Headroom. If you know what that is, you're old.
Hey, that's the cutting edge of cyberpunk, man.
That's right. They even made a movie for Max Headroom too, apparently. But yeah, it's pretty cool. What they can do and what they cannot do in Arena, but I think Arena not having Spider-Man Arena is going to affect the sales on Arena, because I don't think a lot of people will be too excited to play the non-Spider-Man version of cards. Early access is going to be weird. Like the artwork for it's going to be different. You're not going to be able to have Spider-Man on the thumbnail. Who's interested in playing Bumblebutt? Just making up a name. and seeing that on a thumbnail and someone clicking on it and going crazy,
Exactly. And I mean, I myself haven't heard nothing yet about another early access streamer event. And if we do have another early access streamer event, what cards am I going to be able to play with? I don't know what I have not seen no spoilers on any of the digital cards. I cannot thoroughcraft any new decks because of that, and then I'm gonna have to throw some brews together once I start the early access, and then once I start the early access, that's going to take some more time away from showcasing the cards.
Right.
See, that brings up another gripe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You gotta be able to theory craft.
Yeah. Like
theory crafting is important.
It's like this last early access, I had 10 whole new decks, 3 crafted, and was able to just jump into Arena and put the decks on there and boom, 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 boom. It was an easy process.
Have they spoiled any of the mechanics for the set yet? Are
Yes.
there any unique mechanics?
Yeah.
They have an interesting remake mechanic that's new, but it's interesting to what's the ability where you reanimate a creature from a graveyard until in turn?
Unearth?
Unearth. They have a new interesting unearth mechanic that works only during the time it was put in the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, and let's see. Boom, 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 boom.
Then they got a way of bouncing, new way of bouncing called web slinging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on.
While you're looking that up, let me ask Hillbilly. So when you're theory crafting decks, are you basing them on the new mechanics, or are you basing them on the unique cards? Just in general. I know you don't have that option with Spider-Man, but with the other cards, what is that going to be like? Do you know?
Mechanics, mostly, but sometimes it'll be the cards. But mostly, it's the mechanics of the card.
Right. So you're gonna have for Spider-Man, you're gonna have like a transforming version of Spider-Man. You got these special arts that look like old comic books, which are pretty cool.
Sweet.
Right. But yeah, they're gonna have a new transforming thing. I hate moving to different pages to click off ads. There's a lot of unique individual cards. You got Infinity, you got Infinity as a mechanic for the Soul Stone. Like this one, you pay 7 mana, tap an exile creature control, and you harness is the ability, the Soul Stone. The harness is Infinity symbol. At the beginning of your upkeep, return target creature card from a graveyard to the battlefield. They're bringing back Riot, which is for a 1 card at least. That's pretty good. I like Riot. Yeah, trying to look for unique cards. You got Web Slinging, where you may cast this spell for its web slinging cost. If you do, return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. I think that ability to get better on creatures with flash.
Mm-hmm.
Then you scroll down. They're bringing back Kicker. I don't know how many cards are going to be on the Kicker cost. You got Mayhem. Yeah, they got Mayhem. Or for a cost, you may cast a spell from your graveyard for its Mayhem cost if you discarded it this turn.
Kind of like that's kind of like Madness.
Well, yeah, it's Madness, but I think it's on a creature too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then those are kind of the mechanic. They're bringing back Serval. And they're having here's a creature with Mayhem that Mayhem is universal in this set to go between non-creature and creature spells apparently. And then you got different abilities going on for different cards. Like Mayhem done this Carnage Crimson Chaos. I'll just show it, but it's too choppy of a picture.
Yeah, it is.
Can you scroll back just a second? Is that onomatopoeias that they have there? Like Kerpow, and go up a little bit more. Yeah,
Kapow.
okay. Kapow.
Yeah, Web Up, which is a Oblivion Ring. I wouldn't mind having a copy of that card. Yeah, they made some onomatopoeias and sounds like
Okay.
thwip, like
Thwip.
this thwip.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but yeah. So those are the kind of abilities I got going on.
Yeah, so I actually am kind of disappointed then because Arena is probably the only way that I would play with these cards. I don't plan on buying any of them just because the product fatigue, and there's so many other cards and other places that I'd be putting my money right now. So yeah, Arena would be my only chance to actually experience. But obviously, I'll get to play them. They're in-universe or in-game variants. But
Right.
yeah, that is a
Yes.
little bit.
You just have to use your brain to think a little bit harder to figure out what's what.
I'm not good at that. I don't like doing that.
Neither am I.
I just want the stuff to work.
Yep.
Right.
So you want to make a whole a deck with nothing but symbiotes. What's a symbiote when it comes to digital cards? I mean, just
Right.
Gonna be confusing to the arena players, upsetting to the arena players, also because they cannot play with the cards. They got to use cards that is in universe and try to figure out what is what between the in-universe cards and the Spider-Man cards. I mean, I just wish they wouldn't have announced it or wouldn't have put Spider-Man on in the game of Magic unless they got it into digital form first, because then they could then released it all at the same time.
Yeah.
Maybe that would make more sense because then you're targeting your digital players and your paper players both. Because you get some of your paper players that's going to be like, oh, cool.
Right.
I got the paper card. Oh, I heard about this game called Arena. You play it on your phone or you play it on your computer. Oh, cool. I'm going to download that. So they download that. Oh, man. Cannot play Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And, it's somebody, I'm referring to somebody new coming into Magic. And they hear about Arena. And they think that they can play the Spider-Man on Arena. But they're not going to know what the cards are.
Well, you just tell them that the battle pass is not digital and it's on paper and very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is kind of a pickle, and it is unfortunate for digital players, and obviously the demand is high for the paper product, so even getting your hands on collector boxes is going to be an issue. But, guys, I've been first-handing it like the last few months. Just try drafting. You know, if you got a friend group, that's great. If you got an LGS, in your area, go support them, see what they got going on. But for, $20 to maybe $30 tops, you can engage with the set in a fun, not too overpowered way, and even take home some cards. So just try drafting.
Well, I definitely want to go to the I want to go to the pre-release for the set. I wasn't able to go to the pre-release for Edge of Eternities, which I was excited for that set. But I still want to get a couple cards for it. And but I want to get Spider-Man cards. I'm hoping I can build a sweet Spider-Man deck too for a game. It'd probably be like a Practice deck.
What's up, Tom Mitchell?
Tom Mitchell. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, but yeah. I think it's a shame that Wizards of the Coast could not get the contract rights to do Spider-Man on Arena. It doesn't affect me personally, but it does affect those people who love it, and that's why I care about it.
Right?
Poor Hillbilly is going to have to suffer by actual physical paper cards to play Spider-Man. Actually going to have to buy these collectible pieces and put them in sleeves and play the game manually instead of on stick. or not on neutral.
Yep.
Now I'm gonna have to do a commander deck called Raid that just kills insects.
Right.
So I can wipe out Spider-Man.
Right. I got you joke there. That's funny. That's funny.
But spiders are not insects; they're arachnids.
That's true. That's their arachnid.
Ray does work on arachnids though.
That's right.
But anyways, in that moment, we gotta get to
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. So it's lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise, building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon, no one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house, we own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
Oh, everybody's time to get to the shill section, the thrill section, all the sections that we need to let people say they love being them, they love being here, they love your attention, they want you to subscribe, all that fun jazz. Then we're going to start with the card-headed TCG dude. He's like, give me a sleeve.
Heck yeah. Hey, thank you for having me here. Good morning, y'all. I am Alex, the TCG dude. My mission is to keep Magic the Gathering alive. If you like me and what I have to say, you can always hit me up on Discord or X at TCGDude. If you don't do social medias, hit me up with the email contact.tcgdude@gmail.com. If you want to hang out with me playing some video games, I'm doing Final Fantasy X in a challenge mode, not just a casual playthrough, but a challenge mode with no overdrives and using Kamari as a tank. That's a lot of fun. So you can catch me after 6 p.m. usually Pacific Standard Time at TCGDude907. Otherwise, just stay happy, go support yourselves and Magic, and just live your lives, guys. Like seriously, it's so much negativity around, and we just gotta enjoy what we have and savor.
Right, that's right.
So, yeah, thanks for having me on. I'll talk to you guys later. My baby is calling me.
All right. Have a good night. All right. With that, we're going to roll over to Tybalt. And hold on. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. Hope to be making some more appearances throughout the next month here. Appearances on this show. Hoping to get some guests on some shows of my own. So if anybody's interested in that, you're welcome to reach out to me. You can find all of my stuff online, obviously, at darkritual.site. You can find links to my TCG Player store, my blog, just various things. You can find me there. And then, as always, you can reach me at madsaxon with 2 X's at yahoo.com if you need an email to get a hold of me. But thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future on an individual basis, hopefully.
Cool.
Nice. Let's go. Go. On an adventure, Lone Wolf is here and on the way. Lone Wolf, say what you got to say.
All right, everybody. I appreciate you having me on again. Give Tybalt a follow, like, and let's get Hillbilly and Tortoise's numbers up. Tortoise is getting close to that 1,000 mark. Let's go.
Whoop. Let's go to Hillbilly.
Hey, everybody! Today is Tuesday. That means viewer community afternoon. In other words, you can come by Arena and play me in a game of Standard on Arena and test your skills against my skills, vice versa. I ain't got too many good skills as is. But anyway, that's at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then later on tonight, around 7 o'clock, we are going to play a game of Commander. And if you are interested and got a setup to play Commander, all you got to do is let me know that you want to play. And if you can't get a hold of me, I'll tell you somebody else you can get a hold of. And that is Super Fast Tortoise. Because we always keep talking, and you can let him know, and then he'll holler at me and say, hey, I got somebody. And boom, you got you a seat at the spell table. That's at 7 o'clock tonight.
7 o'clock Central Standard. Whoop, whoop. Let's get to it. Got Super Fast Tortoise here saying, hey, today's Tuesday night. I don't know if I'll go live today at all. Not yet. I'm still relaxing my brain. But tonight at 7 Central Standard Time, I should be playing. What bracket are we playing tonight?
Bracket 3.
Bracket 3 on his channel. That's right. Let's go. And with that, I want to remind you, everybody, that you're amazing. You're loved. Someone's thinking about you. And if you can, say and or do something positive for someone today. You might be the change you need today. And with that, my friends, I want to thank you, my channel members, for being here and doing what you do. I want to thank you. My subscribers, for growing the channel the way you do and supporting me with the likes and everything. With that, my friends, we're going to get to that sweet, sweet outro.
Start the morning with coffee in your cup. Time to hang out with friends and chat it up. Bring a smile and good luck. Hit that like button and let's chat it up. Good times start with us, you and me. Good morning.